It's Monday, so let's have some fun and save some money. Welcome to Ready, Budget, Game. Hi, and welcome back to Ready, Budget, Go. My name is Drew, and around here we talk about household budgeting, saving money, and achieving our financial goals. So if any of those sound like a vibe to you, please consider subscribing, hit the like button, and leave me a comment down below, because I'd love to hear from you. It's Monday, so we're going to play some games. I've got the game night binder ready to go, and we're going to start off like we always do with Loteria. So I'll set the binder aside, and we'll take out this week's Loteria card and the deck. We're in Standard Loteria this week. Next week, we'll be back to Millennial Loteria. And if you haven't seen me play this before, it'll be pretty self-explanatory. It's like a bingo game, but with pictograms instead of numbers, and you're looking for a line of 4 instead of a line of 5. So let me bring my markers over here. So as soon as I get a line of 4, I save $1 for every chip that's down on the card, regardless of how many there are. So we've got El Valiente first, and I don't see him. La Campana, nope. La Bandera, no. Move this a little out of the way. La Rana, nope. La Dama, no. El Pajaro, close, but no. La Palma, nope. Not doing so well this week. La Sirena, no. El Soldado, well, finally we got one. Okay. La Rosa, no. Oops. El Pino, no. There's El Cotoro, and I cannot roll my R's, so. El Corazon, right there. La Bota, got that. Now we're cooking. El Nopal, or Nopal, right there. So now El Tambor will give us Loteria. But we've got El Apache, right here. El Arbol, nope. None of the trees on this card. La Chalupa, no. La Pera, no. La Botella, no. La Araña, we do have. El Gallo, we do not have. La Garza, no. La Luna, yes. Now El Borracho will give us a Loteria. El Negrito, no. And there's El Tambor, and there's our Loteria. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 chips down. So we will save $9 this week. Just stick these in the middle here. Give them a quick shuffle to mix them up. Okay, so $9 will go into the Loteria envelope. Set everything aside. $5, $7, and $9. And as always, I will do a condensing at the end of the video. Up next is Sussed, and Sussed is a would you rather type game. There's 3 possible answers. I save $2 if it's answer A, $3 for answer B, and $5 for answer C. So this week, we usually do 2 a week. So this week's question is, what would I do if a stranger sneezed on my bare arm? A, pretend it didn't happen. B, make a scene. Or C, wipe my arm on theirs. Well, I'm definitely not making a scene. Well, I might make a scene. It depends. Like if it's a drop that gets on my arm, okay. But if they sneeze directly on my arm, then I'm going to say something. So probably make a scene is going to be the right answer here. I'm definitely not going to pretend it didn't happen, and I'm not going to wipe my arm on theirs, so it's got to be that one. So that is going to be $3. And now the next one says, which do I find most ugly? Oh, that's kind of sad. A, a gray sky. B, toads. Or C, grumpy faces. Well, to be honest, I don't think any of these are ugly. I come from a lineage where my default expression looks kind of grumpy even when I'm not in a bad mood. So I'm not going to pick that. That's kind of mean. Toads, I mean, they can't help what they are, so I guess it's going to be a gray sky. I mean, like I say, I don't think any of these are inherently ugly, but that is probably the most likely one, I guess. So $2 for that answer, so I'm going to put back 3 and put in a 5. And this card is done, so we'll have a new card next week. Some of the questions that they ask in this game, I kind of don't like. When it's what do you like the least, or what is the least appealing? It's So $5 going in, and up next will be the name game. And this one I hideously bombed last week, thinking that Al Pacino was in Home Alone. It was Joe Pesci. I should have known that. I bought this at a thrift store for $3. You get up to 5 clues, I think, to guess a famous person. So I am saving $1 per clue used. And then if I don't get the right answer after all 5 clues, then I save a penalty, and it's going to be $10. So let's see how we do this week, or how I do this week. But you too, I mean, by all means, play along. So I'm going to get out one of these. And we'll stick this card like that. Okay, set this to the side. And then we flip. Okay, so the first clue is Talladega Nights. Okay, so that is going to be Will Ferrell, probably. I haven't seen that movie, but I know Will Ferrell's in it. Ron Burgundy, yep, so it's got to be Will Ferrell. Anchorman, Elf, Saturday Night Live, yep, Will Ferrell. Okay, so $1. That goes in the back. Let's do one more. Oh, come on, you. There we go. So we'll set it down, face down, and then flip. Make sure there's just one card here. Yep. Okay, first clue, Nacho Libre. Okay, so I feel like this is going to be Jack Black. This is another movie I haven't seen. High Fidelity. I think he was in that. Tropic Thunder, no idea. Singer? Huh. I don't know. Well, I'm going to stick with my original guess of Jack Black. Tenacious D, Jack Black. Yeah, okay. So I got that on the first clue. So that's another one. And I'm going to go for one more because I don't want to just be putting $2 in. But we'll see. Okay. So face down. A lot of these movies I haven't seen, but I kind of know who's in them. And I feel like the first clues have been pretty obvious. So let's see if this one's any more cryptic. Oscar. Okay, well, a lot of people have won Oscars, so I have no guess. Australian. Maybe Nicole Kidman? Les Mis. I don't know who was in. Oh. Maybe it was Hugh Jackman, but does Hugh Jackman have an Oscar? I'm going to stick with Nicole Kidman for now. I don't know if she was in Les Mis. A Beautiful Mind, no help. Okay, so it's Russell Crowe. Ah, that makes sense. Okay, but it took me till the 5th guess, and it is Russell Crowe. Okay, so I'm going to be saving $5 for that. So I'm going to swap these 2 ones for a 2 and take out a 5 for Mr. Crowe. And then I'll put this one back. Put this away. Get out the envelope. Just like at the Oscars, the envelope, please. It goes into number 3. And up next, we've got Dicetropolis. So let me get the dice out for that, and we'll do some dice games. All right, I'm doing it. I'm going to play Ouch. I'm going to get out 2 dice here. And Ouch is a game where you basically try to avoid rolling a 7. Anything else is a good roll, A 7 means you are caught and you save $20. So the object is to get through 6 rolls, get all the way across without rolling a 7. Do that and you save $1 per safe roll, or $6. Fail, roll a 7, and it's 20 bucks. So let's pop the lid off the pen and let's see how we do. So 6, okay, so we're safe there. And 7. 7 up, so we're out. So we're going to save $20. Sometimes these games go quick. So we'll take 20 out. And I'm just going to clean this off. Sometimes I give myself a mulligan if I roll a 7 on the first roll, but not always. And one time I did that because I rolled a 7 on the first roll. And so I said, nope, that's got to be a do-over. I rolled another 7, and I said, okay, come on, one more time. Rolled another 7. So it was meant to be. Okay, so that is it for Dicetropolis. So I'll put those in the back. We'll get out the binder, and we'll put 20 bucks into Dicetropolis. Up next is Dicetropolis 2, and these are all D4-based games. So I'm going to get out the D4 dice as soon as I decide which game I'm going to play. So let's see. We haven't done tracks in a while. Quad, grid 9. You know what? I'm not going to play tracks. I'm going to play grid 9. Let's do that. Okay. So put the rest of these in the back. Now in grid 9, I'm just going to read the rules here. You roll a d4 9 times, placing each rolled number in any of the teal boxes. So I usually go in order, but you can go randomly if you want. After all 9 numbers have been placed, add each row and column, placing the totals in the white boxes. Compare the totals and cross out the numbers in the white boxes that appear more than once. Add together any unique numbers and save that amount. For a moderate budget, save the amount of the highest unique total, and for the low budget, save $1 for each unique total. So I'm going to see how things shake out, and then I'll decide which method I'll use to determine how much I save. Okay, so let's get out a D4 here. If you order the physical version of this from me on my Etsy shop, you can get the dice included. It will be a random color. This dice set happens to be purple. Yours might be white, blue, pink, red, green, could be anything. Okay, so first number is a 3, and I put my dry erase marker away, I think, so get that back out. Okay, so 3. Next, 4. 3. 2. 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. Contact. 1. 2. 4. Last roll. 4. Okay. So let's see what we've got here. So we've got 2 plus 2 plus 3 is 7. 4 plus 1 plus 4, 9. 3 plus 1 plus 4, 8. 3 plus 4 plus 3, 10. 2 plus 1 plus 1, 4. 2 plus 4 plus 4, 10. Well, I'm glad we got to knock the 10s out anyway. Okay. So we have 4 unique totals. Now the high budget says we add together all the unique totals and save that amount. This would be a lot of money. So this would be 7 plus 9, which is 16, plus 4 is 20, plus 8 is 28. So for this game, I'm not going to do that. The moderate budget is to save the amount of the highest unique total, which would be 9. And the low budget is save $1 for each unique total, which would be 4. I think in the spirit of Dicetropolis 2, which tends to be lower savers than the original Dicetropolis, and because I put $20 into the original Dicetropolis, I'm going to save $1 for each unique total and save $4. So that is what I will do, and I will clean the card off so that it's ready to play again next time. Which, not next week, but the next time that I decide to play Grid 9. So dry erase, just that easy. Take out $4 here. Running out of the 2s. I always start with the $100, and then if I need more, because I want to get through the whole binder, then I will take more out. And that's just more that I save toward my goals. Okay, So up next is Dicequarium, and this week I think the game that I want to play is... Oh, let's do Shark Attack. I think we did this not too long ago, but it's hard for me to remember. So this one is also available as a physical in my Etsy shop, and I think the digital is out too. I can't remember. I think it is. I released a whole bunch of my dice games in digital recently. But if you... Oh, you know what? I didn't take the Aqua Dice out. Let me see if I can do that here real quick. And I need 3 of them, of course. Okay, so there's one of them. You can get the Aqua Dice from me, the mini Aqua Dice, if you like, if you buy the physical version. Okay. So the instructions for this game say, roll 3d6 dice and record all the dice values for that game. Add together only the even numbers. If any odd numbers are rolled, a shark will steal $1 from the total. Subtract the number of shark bites from the total of all even numbers and save the difference. If all dice roll odd, save $5. So let's see how we do here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, or 3, 2, 1 contact. So let's do 3, 2, and 1. So adding together only the even numbers is 2, and we have 2 odd numbers, so 2 shark bites, which means we don't save anything for that game. So let's do it again. 5, 2, and 1. Okay, so that's, well, when 2 is the only even number, then you're not going to save anything. 5, 2, and 1, 2 shark bites, $0. Try it again. Okay, 6, 4, and 3. There we go. 6, 4, and 3. So we've got 1 shark bite. We're going to add together the 6 and the 4 for 10 and subtract 1 for 9. So it's going to be $9 going into the Shark Attack this week. So let's clean this off. We'll take out $9, and I think that's going to deplete my 2s, but that's okay. Put this back. Five, 7, 9. Going into Dicetropolis 2. Nope, wrong envelope. Dicequarium, I heard you yelling. 5, 7, 9. That was a close one, though. All right, up next is Fruit Machine. So let's get that out. I am only going to take out the... Well, I'll take them both out. What the heck. If you buy this from me on my Etsy shop, you get 2 dashboards, one with the default rules on it and one where you can make your own rules. These are glossy coated, so they will take to a dry erase marker, just like all of my dice challenges will. You just wipe it right off. Okay, so I always use the default rules, and I am going to get out my 3 dice. When you order this through my Etsy shop, you also get these custom dice with all of the different faces on it for the Fruit Machine symbols. So let's give it a roll and see how we do. Okay, we've got a cherry, a lemon, and an orange. And I am going to go for the cherries because they're the highest value. 2 more lemons. All right, so we'll do lemons instead. Make sure those are in view. Come on, lemon. Nope, a plum. And another plum. Okay, so we didn't get any matching symbols, and I gave up my cherries, so that roll is going to save $1, or that game is going to save $1. So let's do it again. Oh my goodness, it shot right off the edge of the mat here. So just like last time, cherry, lemon, and orange. So I'm going to try these cherries again. That is a lemon and a plum. 2 diamonds. All right, I'll go for the diamonds. Come on, diamond. Nope, an orange. Another $1. Going again. I'm determined to get 3 of a kind. Okay, a plum, a lemon, and an orange. Let's go for the lemons. 2 watermelons. Okay, we'll go for the watermelon. 2 more rolls left. Watermelon, yay! 3 of a kind, so that's going to be $7. So we'll get a 5 and the 2 ones, and we'll put $7 into Fruit Machine for the week. It's a Fruitfecta. So this is envelope 7. And these go in the front. These also are dashboards. They have the same design on the back. There we go. And up next is going to be Quicks. I'm just going to look at the timestamp here. Yeah, I've got enough time to play Quicks. Why not? So, take out the scorecard. If you haven't seen Quicks before, it's a lot like Shut the Box. And as I play it, you'll understand it. If you want an in-depth explanation, go back to one of my earlier Ready Budget Game videos, like one of the first, 5 or 6. And in there, I explain in detail how I play Quicks, because it's not the same. I mean, it is the same game. Like, I bought the dice and the score pads from a game store, but I don't play it the same way that you would normally play Quicks, or Shut the Box for that matter, because I'm using 3 dice and it scores different. So let me get out a pen here, use this big Tombow, and let's get to rolling and see how we do. Okay. 3, 3, and 5. So I've got 6 and I've got 8. I'm going to cross off the 8. I'm going to save that 6 because I might need it later. 1, 2, and 6. So I've got 7, 8, and 3. And take the 3, leave the 7 and 8, or the 7. 6, 5, and 4. So we've got 11, 10, and 9. And I'm going to take all 3 of those. Get rid of those big numbers. Okay, 2, 2, and 4. So I've got 4 and 6. And I'm going to take the 4. I'll leave the 6 for now. 7, 9, and 4. So the only thing I can do is the 7. So I need 6s. Okay, I've got 11, 9, and 8. So I'm out. So that is the game. Cap this. And let's see how we did here. So we've got 8 plus 12 is 20, plus 5 is 25. 2 plus 5 is 7. I generally don't put more than $10 into Quicks per game, per line. So this week it's going to be 7. So 5, 6, and 7. And the scorecard, let me get these out of the way. That's envelope number 8. Okay, time for Tucano. I'm going to get those cards out, and we'll do that one here next. Back with Tucano. And I am just going to be giving these a shuffle here. There's a rainbow card in here that I just saw that I have never gotten, and I don't know what I will do with it. Actually, I think I have an idea what I'm going to do with it if it comes up. And now that I've said that, it probably will do exactly that. Okay, give them a cut. And if you haven't seen this one before, I'll explain as soon as I'm done dealing. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Now what I do, now that I've dealt all 6 cards, is I count up the values for the place that the card sits. So cards that have these on them, even is the left, odd is the right. This is in an odd numbered position, so that will be $3. This is an even numbered position, so it's 0, so I'm going to turn that over since it's not valued at anything. This is in the 3rd position, so it's going to be 9. And you can see it's got a stack of 3 here. So we've got 9 plus 3 is 12 for the top row. For the bottom row, this other banana is also in an even numbered position. It's number 4, so that's going to be the number on the left, so 0. This orange is in the 5th position, but the card values only go up to 4, the 4th position, so that's not worth anything, so I'm going to turn that over. And then this one, this coconut, is in the 6th position, and that is worth -2. So we have got 9 plus 3 is 12. -2 is 10. So Tucano this week is going to get $10. We didn't get any special cards this week, but that's okay. Sometimes those special cards get me all confused, and I wrote the rules. So Tucano is a game that play similar to this, I think, when you play it with other people. I have never played it that way. I have only played it as a savings challenge game, and I adapted the rules to suit my own needs. So I think that's a fun thing to do with a game that you just buy commercially, because you get to support, in this case, an independent creator, and you also get to have a fun game that you get to decide the rules for. So let me get out the binder, and we'll put $10 into Tucano. Running low, but that's par for the course. And because I'm feeling decadent, I am really going to risk it, and I'm going to play D12 Dicefecta this week. It's been a while since I've played the D12 version. So let me get out the Dicefecta dice, and I'll grab out the D12. Okay, put those in the back. And I think we'll play card A of the D12 Dicefecta this week. So, with Dicefecta, if you haven't seen this game before, I've got a die that corresponds to the die name on the card, and I'm going to roll it and cross off the numbers that come up. If I roll a number that I've already crossed off, I will just keep going. The game ends when I fill up one of the blocks of 4, and then you yell Dicefecta, and then you save accordingly. And I'll talk about that when I get to that point. But for now, let's get to rolling. So we've got a 3, so I'm going to cross off the 3 here. Roll again. A 2. Out goes the 2. 5. Okay. 12. 12 again, okay. 5 again. 5 again. 1. So a 7 will give us a Dicefecta. 4. 9. 2 we already have. 8. So now 11 will give us a Dicefecta. 1 we already have. And there's the 8. No, sorry. We already have the 8. I don't know what I was thinking. 11, there it is. All right, so Dicefecta right here. So there are 3 different ways that you can save for this game. The high budget way is you add up all the numbers in the card that made the Dicefecta. So that would be $10, $21, $26. The medium budget way is you save $1 for every number that you've crossed off on the card. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The low budget way is you save the value of the last roll, which is 11. So in this case, the low budget version is $1 more than the medium budget version. But on the whole, you would expect there to be a lower number here than 11 and more crossed off. So I am going to save $1 for every spot that I've crossed off. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So $10 will go into Dicefecta for the week. So I'm going to put this die away. Well, actually, not too far away, because I'm going to need it later. But I am going to clean this card off so that I can play it again next time, or next time I decide to play the D12 version. Okay. So even though you play with the D12, you might end up saving $1. If the last number you roll is a 1, and you decide you want to go low budget, you could be there. So this is envelope number 10. Envelope 11 is the 12 Days of Christmas, which is a scratch-off savings challenge, so let me get those out. And I've already completed a few of them, but I've got plenty more left to do, so let's roll the D12 and see which card we're going to work on today. And it's going to be number 3, which is done. So let's try it again. 1 is done. 2, aha. So we're going to scratch the second number on number 2. And that will be $8. Okay. So I'm a scratch completionist now, so I'm just getting all of that off. We'll clean up the residue. So great, we finished another card, and I think that means we finished 1 through 5. 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got $4 more left for the 12 days or for the 12 face cards. So may need to get out some more money, but that's okay. I certainly don't mind it. So envelope 11, $4. And now for the 12 face cards. In this game, I use as they all fall over, I use a regular deck of cards, and I keep shuffling. Well, I don't keep shuffling. I shuffle them, and then I keep dealing until I get to a face card. And then that tells me which card I'm going to scratch. So let's give these a shuffle. These are the weirdest cards. I got these at a thrift store as well. They are incredibly hard to shuffle. They came from, I don't know, Europea somewhere. Okay. And a cut. So let's see which face card we get. Oh, Jack of Diamonds right off the bat. All right. These are in bridge order, so it would go spades, hearts, diamonds, clubs. So the Jack of Clubs is the Trojan warrior. So if you flip it over to the back, it'll tell you who that person is. So it's Hector. And we've only scratched one on this, so let's roll the d12. It's probably going to come up 12. Sure enough, 12. All right, so this is going to be 11, so 12. So right up here. And that'll be $6. So I'm going to need a couple more bucks here. Get this cleaned off. 4, 5, 6. So it'll be $102 going into my big move savings for Ready Budget Game this week. So set those there. We'll get out the binder. I'm going to stuff this into that envelope, and then I'm going to reset the cash tray, and I will be right back, and we'll do a condensing where I'm going to consolidate all the cash in all of these envelopes. So stay tuned for that. Okay, the cash tray is reset, and it's time to make this thick and juicy binder a little bit slimmer. So let's go into the Loteria envelope and see what we can do in here. So we've got 100, 200, 300, 20, 30, 5, 37, 39. So nothing we can do there. Well, that was kind of a disappointing start. It's got a lot in here. I am probably going to reset this at the start of the new year, and all of these that are accumulating money. So Sust has 100, 20, 40, 5, 52, 53. So we'll put all this business back and take out a 50. And here is the name game. Let's see what it's got. 50, 60, 2, 4, 5, 70. So I'm going to put back the 10 and the 5 and the 2s and the 1 and take out our 20. So that one is coming along really well. I haven't been playing it all that long, and I guess I just don't know all that much about pop culture. All right, Dicetropolis has 100, 200, 300, 400, 10, 20, 31. So 2 10s for a 20. Still 300 or 431. And again, all year I've been playing Dicetropolis. So Dicetropolis 2, which I have not been playing all year, only a few months, has 100, 10, 15, 17, 19, 20. So the 10 and the 5 and the 2s and the 1 for a 20. $120 in Dicetropolis 2. Not bad, considering these games save less generally than the original Dicetropolis. They're for lower budgets. In Dicequarium, we have 50, 70, 80, 5, 7, 9, 91. So let's take all of this back, the 10, the 5, and the 2s for 21. So still $91 in Dicequarium. Up next, Fruit Machine. So let's see what Fruit Machine has. 100 and 5, 7, 9, 10, 11. 111. That is also my birthday. 111. 111, not 121. And that's January 11th, not November 1st. Don't get it twisted. Okay. Quicks has a scorecard, as always. 100, 200, 300, 50, 70, 80, 5, 90, 92, 94, 95, 96. Close to another $100 placeholder. So how can I get 20 here? 10, 15, 17, 19, 20. Okay. So 10 and the 5 and the 2s and the 1 for 20. It's been the theme tonight. And Quicks is a great saver and a variation on Shut the Box. I know a lot of people love Shut the Box. I do, but I like this one better because it's more dynamic. And then Tucano has 122. So I'm going to swap the 2 10s for 20. I'm going to run out of 20s at this rate. Okay, next we've got Dicefecta. And in Dicefecta, we have 100 and 50, 60, 72. So we'll take out the 10 and the 2 5s for 20. That 20s is getting thin. They're all in envelopes. Next week, I should be able to pull some of them out for some bigger bills. Okay, 12 Days of Christmas has 100, 200, and 50, 60, 73. So we'll take the 10 and the 2 5s for a 20, and we'll take 2 of these 1s for a 2. These last few envelopes is where I usually get all my 1s back, because generally that's all that's left by the time I get to 10, 11, and 12. All right, 12 Face Cards has 100, 200, 300, and 20, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I need to save a 2 and a 1, and I will put back these 5 1s, 4 5. So still 328. And that is it. That is everything all condensed. A much thinner binder and a much depleted cash tray, especially with the 20s. But I got the smaller bills back, so I'll be using those next time when I do the Savings Challenge books. And actually, I think I'm going to change things up this week, and I'm going to do a Tuesday video that will be Happy Hello Wealth and some of my other savings challenges. And then on Wednesday, I will still do the savings story time where I talk about my experience growing up with money, and now I'm into the part about how I learned to turn things around and how I decided to change my financial future. So stay tuned for those videos. Again, Tuesday for Happy Hello Wealth and the savings challenges, and then Wednesday for the paint by sticker with the savings story time. So thank you so much for watching. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please leave me a thumbs up and a comment down below so I know you were here. Subscribe if you're new. And until I see you in the next one, which should be tomorrow, take care.